to the Cat and Sam show. I'm Cat.
And I'm Sam.
And
welcome to our day 2 of our Advent calendar countdown. So what have we got
so
today,
excited.
Kat?
You're going to read to me again.
Ooh. And you're going to build again. I want to see what you create again. Which wasn't Anakin, it was Omega. So yes, which was marvellous. But she was gorgeous. And she was on a thing. So let's see what we've got today.
I think they call
shall
it
we?
a sled. A sled. A thing.
Well, that's the joys of Christmas. You just don't know what you're going to get, do you? So
Exactly.
let me see. So where are we on? We are on day 2. Da-da. Let's see what joys we have today. Ooh. Right. From the movie Pixar, Onward.
Ooh.
This is a new one on me. Ooh,
And
this is all
I'm
about
going to
this.
open number 2.
Yeah, let's see. Let's see what we've got.
Dun, da, da, da. Oh. Dun, da, da, da.
That was very Star Warsy. That was marvellous.
Well, I have seen all the movies, even if I can't name all the characters. Apparently. And we have another mess. Another. Good luck
Ooh.
to me, huh?
Good luck to you. So, are we ready? Are we sitting comfortably?
We are sitting comfortably.
Then I shall begin. Onward. Okay, so, in a world where magic has been replaced by technology, Ian Lightfoot was a shy teenage elf who lived with his mum, brother Barley, and their pet dragon, Blazy. Ian and Barley's dad had passed away when the boys were very young. Ian missed his dad every day and wished he could talk to him. Today was Ian's 16th birthday, and his mum, Laurel, had a surprise for him. Ian and Barley's dad had left a special gift for them, which was only to be opened when both the boys had turned 16. Inside was a real wizard's staff, a rare phoenix gem, and a visitation spell. They would allow Ian and Barley to bring back their dad for one day only. Up in Ian's bedroom, the brothers tried the spell. Suddenly a beam of light shot out of the staff. Then their father's shoes and socks began to materialise, but Ian was struggling to hold the staff steady. Barley tried to help, but the gem exploded. They thought the spell had failed until they heard something rustling in the wardrobe. It was their dad, but only his bottom half. His legs staggered around, and Ian was upset to see his father's confusion. Barley tapped out a rhythm on Dad's shoes just like he'd done as a child, and Dad tapped his foot in reply, and then placed his foot on Ian's. He knew his sons were with him. Now, Ian and Barley had to find another phoenix gem to retry the spell before sunset, but first they had to get a map to help them. "We'll start at the place where all quests begin," said Barley confidently. "The Manticore's Tavern." The Manticore was a legendary 1,000-year-old warrior. Ian had his doubts, but the 3 Lightfoot men piled into Guinevere, Barley's van, and drove off. Along the way, Ian used old clothes to make an upper body for Dad. When they arrived at the tavern, they found it was now a family-friendly restaurant hosting birthday parties and karaoke. And the Manticore, now better known as Corey, was no longer the fearsome beast spoken about in legend. Barley asked Corey for the map, but she refused. Corey now believed quests were dangerous. Barley reminded Corey that she used to take risks and lived for adventure. Realising she was living a lie, the Manticore cried out, "What have I become?" Then she blew fire around the tavern, burning everything modern. Suddenly a flaming wooden beam started falling towards Dad. Using the staff, Ian was able to use a levitation spell and save him. On a menu, which was based on the original map, Barley found a clue that led to Raven's Point, so they jumped in Guinevere. On the way, they needed to get petrol. As Ian was filling up the petrol can, he heard Dewdrop, the leader of a motorcycle club of tough-talking sprites called Pixie Dusters, arguing with Barley. Then Dad accidentally bumped into the Pixie Dusters' motorbikes and they all fell over. The sprites were furious. Ian, Barley and Dad jumped in Guinevere and managed to get away. However, they were soon pulled over by the police. Ian used a disguise spell to cloak himself, and Barley in an image of Officer Bronco, their mum's boyfriend. But the spell came with a rule. If Ian lied, a part of the disguise would disappear. The plan worked until one of the officers called Barley a screw-up. When Ian disagreed, one leg vanished. Barley knew Ian had lied. Having got away from the police, Ian tried to explain that he didn't think his brother was a screw-up, but Barley knew magic didn't lie. Barley turned on the music in the van and got out. "I don't know how any of this stuff works," exclaimed Ian. "All I know is that everything we've done tonight has gone wrong." "It's gone wrong because you won't listen to me," replied Barley. Suddenly, Dad started dancing to the vibrations of the music. He strutted over to the boys and got them dancing too. And with the tension broken, Barley said he wanted a chance to prove himself, and Ian agreed to do things his way. Meanwhile, worried about her sons, Laurel had been to the burning tavern where the Manticore told her about their quest. The tavern owner then remembered about the Phoenix Gem curse, which she'd forgotten to mention to Barley and Ian. The only thing that could help against the curse was her enchanted sword, the Curse Crusher. They raced to the pawn shop and managed to get the sword back at an inflated price from the greedy owner, Grecklin. Back on the quest, Ian, Barley and Dad had reached a statue of a raven. Barley realised that the clue wasn't leading them to Raven's Point, it was telling them to go where the ravens were pointing. Sure enough, when they looked in the direction the statue pointed, they could see another raven in the distance. Ian was impressed. Maybe his brother had been right all along. Following where the ravens were pointing, they eventually came to a raven that stood near a river. There was a loose stone on the raven, which Barley pulled out. The strange symbol on the stone gave him an idea. "We go to the end of the water and we'll find that Phoenix Gem," said Barley. Ian, Barley and Dad followed the river into a cave. Using magic, Ian made a raft from one of Barley's cheese puffs. Along the way, Ian practiced other spells. He felt more confident that he would be able to perform the visitation spell again and finally meet his dad. At that moment, Barley shared a sad memory. When their dad was in hospital, Barley was too scared to go into the room to say goodbye. Barley sighed. "That's when I decided I was never going to be scared again." The river ended at the entrance to the final gauntlet. Barley said the Phoenix Gem would be on the other side. They ran through the tunnel and entered a small chamber, which started to fill with water. The boys guided Dad to a portal opening. They climbed through the portal into the sunlight above, but they discovered they were back in New Mushroomton, right where they'd started. "No, that doesn't make sense," exclaimed Barley. "This has to be where the Phoenix Gem is. I followed my gut." Ian was crushed. He'd trusted his brother and it had got him nowhere. Ian walked away with Dad, leaving Barley alone. Ian sat on the cliff as the sun began to set and pulled out the list of things he'd wanted to do with his father. He was about to scribble them all out when Ian realised something. He'd already done them all. Not with Dad, but with Barley. He thought about all the times during his life that his brother had encouraged him, had fun with him, and helped him become a better person. Barley had always been there for Ian. Now Ian would return the favour.
I'm just working my magic over here. I'm just working my magic.
Oh, you work your magic. Work your magic.
Just barely.
How are you getting on?
Well, I'm doing a couple of rebuilds.
Oh dear. Shall I keep going for a little while longer?
Yes, keep going. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I'm just excited.
I thought you were digging to say you'd done. In the meantime,
I was
Barley
digging
noticed...
for my magic. Sorry.
Oh, digging for your magic.
Yes, I need magic.
In the meantime, Barley noticed that the stone from the raven statue fit perfectly in the old fountain. It opened up, and a hidden chamber revealed the Phoenix gem. Ian returned to help, but suddenly a smoky mist poured out of the fountain. It was the curse. The fire-breathing beast stomped towards Barley. "Run!" he shouted to Ian and Dad. Just then, a dark shape swooped down from the sky. It was the manticore wielding the curse crusher, with Laurel riding on her back. While Laurel and the manticore battled the dragon, Ian put the Phoenix gem in place and cast the visitation spell. This caught the dragon's attention. Barley wanted to distract it so Ian could finally meet Dad. "No!" exclaimed Ian. You say goodbye. I had someone who looked out for me, someone who pushed me to be more than I ever thought I could be. I never had a dad, but I always had you." Ian hit the dragon with a spell as Laurel tossed the curse crusher to him, and he plunged it deep into the curse. The dragon exploded in a blinding flash. Suddenly there was another burst of light. Ian saw Dad fully materialising in front of Barley. Tears filled Ian's eyes as Barley and Dad talked, and when the sun set, Dad hugged Barley and then disappeared. Barley told his brother how proud Dad was of Ian, and Ian smiled. "Well, I owe an awful lot of that to you." "He kind of said that too," said Barley. "Oh, and he told me to give you this." Barley gave his brother a big hug. The quest had changed the Lightfoot family. Each of them had discovered things about themselves they hadn't known before. The experience of seeing Dad return, even briefly, had brought the family closer together than ever. No matter what was to come, they would always have each other to lean on.
Aww. I just wish.
So what have you got, my darling?
I just wish you could read to me every night. but you can't. And I had to really work my magic for this one. My magic is
Let's
unnamed.
have a look what your magic has done. Oh! What is that then?
We're not sure. We have no name for it. It flies.
Well, maybe people can... It flies. Maybe people can leave a comment to let us know what exactly that is.
Yeah, maybe they'll have an idea of what that magic is, because I have no clue. And I had to really work hard to get to this. And I still don't know what it is.
Your magic's getting to work out.
And our producer hasn't even come in to tell us what this is. He's a genius.
It's even foxed him.
It may have foxed him since he's not responding.
Well, a very, very magic Merry Christmas to you again. my darling.
You as well. And it's so much fun to do our Advent calendars together. We're on day 2. Stay tuned for day 3.
We'll see you tomorrow.
I think there's 24.
I think there is.
All right, we'll see you tomorrow.
Happy days. We'll see you tomorrow.
Days.
Bye.
Bye.